So you guys have asked for it. It's time to do it. Bookshelf walkthrough. You guys are gonna have to forgive the weird camera setup and the mic. I don't know how well it's gonna come out at the end, but I'll be doing most of this on my phone and kind of transitioning to the computer webcam near the end, where I do most of my videos. So yeah, gonna inform you now. It's gonna be a little shaky, but that's what's needed because I can't move my webcam around. Alright, so let's start up. The very first bookshelf will start at the very top, where I really only have an old computer and this librarian action figure I found. I just wanted to show that off, because it comes with amazing push-button shushing action. But no, really, the bookshelf walkthrough starts here, in what I call my series shelf. My voice probably can turn loud, I'm pretty close. But as you can see with my series shelf, I start with the Dresden Files, or more accurately, Jim Butcher, because I have a couple of his Codex Alaria books here. But I have a sizable Dresden File collection, including one of his side stories. We go to the Mass Effects, which I have all of except for that one. And then we get to a few Halo books I have. Move on to the Star Trek, which kind of got piled up because I ran out of room. After that, we move down to the D&D shelf. Yeah, this is one I'm a little more proud of. As you can see, I got plenty of D&D expanded novels here. Dresden Files is actually the ones I started with, and then I started finding more and more in the thrift stores, which, for those of you who don't know, is where I buy a majority of my books and stuff, is at the thrift stores and stuff. But yeah, so that's my D&D shelf. As you can see, I have a pretty sizable collection, not just from the Forgotten Realms setting, but also quite a few Dragonlances. Again, with most of it being from the thrift store, I don't have a complete collection of any of them so far, but I'm working on it. You would not believe how hard these things are to find outside of thrift stores. I mean, even in thrift stores, they're pretty hard to find. Then we go down one shelf to my EU shelf. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty sizable collection. It's not as good as some people. I don't have nearly as many EU books as they do. But as you can see, it's kind of a mix of the stuff I've had before it was called Legends and the stuff I got after. Now, a lot of these I have had to buy new because I don't find them in thrifts that often. Although the ones that are kind of mismatching, you can kind of tell, like this one. I got a thrift along with this one. I bought these two new. This one I found at a thrift. New. I've had this since I was like a kid. But yeah, this is actually my oldest EU novel. Star Wars Zombies. Yep. I plan to review that one day too. But that's a December thing, not an October thing. Then we come down here, and you can see this is my Riordan shelf so far. It's going to become the Riordan universe since he's been publishing books that aren't just written by him lately. But as you can see, I'm already running out of shelf space even with just his stuff, so yeah. But anyways, as you can see, I got the newest Daughters of the Deep, the first of the Magnus Chase books, as well as the third one. I can't find the second anywhere. I have the first of the Kane Chronicles, every book of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. As you can see, Lightning Thief is missing here, but that's because I'm reading it right now. You'll notice a few holes in the bookshelf as I go. That's just some of the books I'm currently reading. So anyways, yeah. You can see this kind of got tore. I've been meaning to fix it, but I got it torn, so whoopee. Down here, you can kind of see this is my the animal book collection. Since I kind of had to mix my Redwall series with the Hunter books. Now I've read all the Warrior Cats up to the Power of 3. I kind of just fell out of collecting them around that time and lost what books I did have. But I was pretty caught up with those. I haven't read The Bravelands yet. I actually didn't know Erin Hunter had been writing stuff about lions. I knew she did the polar bears, but not the lion ones. And as you can see, I got a pretty sizable collection of Redwall. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of that. Found almost all of those in a bookstore one day. Very cheap. But with that, we move on to the next shelf. The main shelf. Now, the main shelf is where I keep basically unassociated books, I guess. Books that are part of series, but don't really fall into stuff with different authors or huge series. At least not the books I have yet. You can see that I got Handmaid's Tale. Just quick pan over. I'll probably add in some music here so you guys aren't just like listening to nothing. I don't have much to say about a lot of these books right now. I have read this one. It was good. I mean, it was a little disappointing in my opinion, but as you can see, I got a lot of the old Agatha Christie's. Shogun by James Cavill. Some Harlan Coben's. The Alchemist. As you can see that the Doctor Who book I reviewed isn't the only one I have. But yeah, you can get a clear idea of the kind of books I have so far. And this is... I'm not even close to done, guys. Don't worry. And Marley and Me. This is the first book that actually made me break out into tears. I know that's nothing great, so mind you, but it is something that I wanted to mention. See, I got some foreign books here. I got a okay collection of Neil Gaiman. I actually have his American Gods Anointed version, but it's a little too obtuse to be putting on this bookshelf. Yeah. Fair warning. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah, that's a James Bond book. Fair warning for anyone who wants to pick it up. James Bond has not aged well. As books, that is to say. But yeah. I'm just kind of filling the blank. Ooh, Beacon 23. That was officially the best book I read last year. I did kind of start later in the year, but Beacon 23 I personally felt was like one of the best books I read last year. It's a good sci-fi book about an old war veteran who deals with PTSD and the effects of loneliness while running basically a galactic lighthouse at the edge of the galaxy. Or at the edge of the universe. The edge of the solar system. There we go. Swallows of Kabul is actually a book I've read too. It's a really tragic book. I felt it could have been better with a couple things, but yeah. But yeah. See, this is actually a leather-bound book. It's one of the few... Oh, God. It's one of the few I have. I've never actually read it. It's a Western by Louis L'Amour, which apparently has written a lot. I'm not huge into Westerns. I just like the book itself, so... Yeah, the Go Kick the Hornet's Nest is trying to blind us right now, so apologies for that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Enchanted. Recently did a review on this. Totally check it out. I mean, that's not me promoting my own content, but it's me promoting my own content. The Age of Ra. Da-da-da. Oh, you guys can see I collect some of the monk... Well, I got one of the monk books. It's actually pretty good. When it comes to expanded universe kind of stuff in novels, it's kind of one of those... Is it going to be good, or is it going to go solely off the fan base that already exists? I also picked this up after learning that The Snowman, the movie that was made, was based on these novels, and they were really big sellers. So I thought, okay, so there must be something there that The Snowman failed to capture as a movie. And, I read The Bat, and not terribly fond of it, but whatever. Moving on. So, as you can see, I got some of the Time Traveler's Wife. Silver Wing is actually one of the oldest books in my library. I've had that before middle school, sometime in elementary. I found this nice one in the thrift store, only 20 cents. Sorry, I don't really have much to say right now. As you can see, I have a couple of Andy Weir's books. I haven't found the most recent one, but I have found The Martian and his Artemis books, as well as some of the Death Gate cycles. I'm not sure how many of you know what that is, but you know, that's a pretty cool series. So yeah, that's most of the main bookshelf. But wait, there's more. Boom. Boom. As you can see, I have way more bookshelves than I need. Now, you're gonna have to forgive some of the clutter. I kind of just use my bookshelves as a catch-all sometimes. But as you can see, I got the Harry Potter series, all on the thrift. Hunger Games series. The Inheritance cycle. Almost all of them are the limited edition versions. Well, at least this one for sure says it. I got these right as they came out. So, I don't know if they're supposed to be limited edition or not. As you can tell, Aragon is a bit torn up, though. You could tell that if you watch my review. Totally not linking. And then we have the Stephen King section. Yeah! Stephen King is a monster when it comes to writing his books. Because, as you've seen all these, there's even more behind him. See, look, you got. I even have his Bachman books, his lesser known works. I guess most of these are his lesser known works. Dr. Sleep, though I don't have the original The Shining. I cannot find that anywhere. But yeah, you can tell a lot of these are thrift. I normally try to peel the stickers off, but Goodwill and their obnoxious stickers often tear the freaking covers or the dust covers, so I tend to just leave them on when they're too difficult. But yeah. Then you have my Clancy collection down here. I'm more a fan of the games than I am of the books themselves, but I'm always a person who likes to read things that material I enjoy is based off of. Get a bit of appreciation of it, you know? Then we go down here. Now this is my Tolkien collection area. As you can see, it's kind of incomplete and scattered. I got a lot of the history stuff and the tales, along with the main series, which is different types of books. Cool thing, though, is I have all these from before they made the movies. As you can tell, I got them at the thrift, but I still think it's enjoyable. Plus, a neat little handy encyclopedia. Help me out whenever I don't want to open a book. I always want to open a book, though, so. Then I have this little section here. That's just a pile of notebooks that I don't know where else to put. And a lot of my Calvin and Hobbes and stuff. But yeah. As you can see, this is kind of a mixed area where I have my comics, graphic novels, and mangas, mostly because I don't have enough of any of them for their own dedicated shelf. I'm also low on shelves. I mean, above it you can see my games. But yeah, I love comic books. I just don't have. They're way more expensive to collect than books. So I kind of just want to show this one off. This is my D&D collection. Or actually, just my RPG collection in general, because you can see I have D&D, Pathfinder, a lot of Palladium stuff, and I also have Vampire the Masquerade down here. I don't know how well my voice is coming in due to the angle, but yeah. You can also see my minis. Really dusty. I probably should dust those. And then finally, you have this last bookshelf. Now this section right here, this is my biography slash memoir slash, real stuff. The books that tell actual tales about stuff that's actually happened and stuff like that. You can see I gotta go to Mount there, Anthony Bourdain, Ripper Hunter, 13 Hours, Catch Me If You Can. Just a generally decent collection of memoirs and stuff. This is my anthology area. As you can see deep in here starts the Edgar Allan Poe. I got this cool little Lovecraft book that has all of his stuff. The Great Cases of Sherlock Holmes. A bunch of the Philip K. Dick stuff. Agatha Christie. Some stuff from L. Ron Hubbard before he created Scientology and went nuts. Some zombie anthologies. Another one of the cool leather-bound. It says it's leather-bound, but it's not really that leather-bound. Book version of the Grimms. Yeah. This is what I call my reference section. I'm not going to point it out, but those of you who see it will know that I have some controversial books up here. Now, I personally don't think books are just bad to own. I do agree that some books about stuff that is better left unknown, and some things shouldn't. I'm not going to get too deep into this. But yeah, this is what I call my reference section. It's either stuff talking about... It's basically stuff I use for my own writing. Stuff I use as references more than anything. As you can hear, my Discord is going off behind me. That's because I didn't tell anyone I was doing this. And didn't put it to... Yeah. Anyways. But yeah. I got a whole collection here. Nothing there. And yes, I do own that book. So yeah. Down here is what I call the classics section. Now these are books that are basically the books that have stood the test of time and are generally considered by most people to be classics. You got Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice, The Original Wizard of Oz, Fahrenheit 451, The Cult Victory, The Brothers Karamazov, a couple more, Sherlock Holmes, The Musketeers. Just kind of see a huge collection of them. I personally like these Hemingways the best, just because of the look of them. Yeah. And down here, it's just kind of a mixture. There's no real belief here. It's my high school yearbook. Yearbooks for my parents. These two books that wouldn't fit on my shelves. Basically, these are the ones that are obnoxious and don't want to fit in the normal shelves. So, yeah. So, that's basically all the bookshelves I have. But wait. Do you think that's all my books?
Aha, joke's on you guys. I actually forgot this shelf. As you can see, I have Brandon Sanderson. Just those three right now, though. I have a decent collection of the Alex Cross series by James Patterson. I've read Four Blind Mice. I'm not crazy about this, though. I got a sizable collection of Kathy Reeks, which, for those of you who don't know, she wrote the Bones, the series that Bones was based on. A sizable collection of Anne Rice and her Vampire Chronicles. Not just the three main, but Memonach the Devil, Tale of the Body Thief, Vampire Armand, just in general, a lot. This is kind of my mixed collection. As you can see, I got the Narnia here. Then I have the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Then I have some Terry Pratchett's and the Primordia series that I got. Then we get over here, which is my series of unfortunate events books, which I have almost all of them. I'm still missing 11 and 12, but I'll find those eventually. No worries. This is my Michael Crichton. Actually, not sure how you're supposed to say it, but his little collection of books, all hardcovers. I kind of started a trend when I got Prey and Next, the macro, and I can't seem to. I don't want to get any other book that's not hardcover for him now for some reason. I don't know why. And then finally, my Anne McCafferty collection. Anne McCaffrey. It's a mixture of her sci-fi and her Dragons of Pern work. I don't have a terrible amount right now, but I have a decent amount. But yeah. Now. But yeah, as you guys can see, I have quite a bit more books still left. These are mostly the ones that won't fit on the main bookshelf, but don't really belong anywhere else. And admittedly, a couple of these are books that I'm not going to put on my main bookshelf. Mostly because I know I'm not going to enjoy them very much. I'm getting them... I get them because I think reading a good book and talking about it is almost just as important as getting a good book and talking about it. A bad book can teach you almost as much as a good book, if not more sometimes. But yeah, as you guys can see, I have a rather decent book collection. With not much else to say, to be completely honest with you. That was the bookshelf walkthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you see any books here that you really enjoyed, you really want me to talk about, just let me know. I probably read it, but as you can see with all these books I haven't read all of them. But I've read a good deal of them, so let me know. Oh, but before we go, I have to show off this. The Witches Steeped in Gold. I found this in a thrift store. It was signed by the author. I got it for like $3. I have another signed book here too, The Wings of Ebony. But I actually got this new. So it actually makes sense that I would get this signed. It's kind of a weird signature, don't you think? But yeah, no, that's actually signed by JL. But yeah, I have 2 signed books. I'm happy with that. Also, admittedly, I don't know why Carmilla's still up here, but I don't think I can squeeze it into my classic shelf. So, yeah. Well, with all that said and done, that was a bookshelf walkthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It will be ever expanding, and that's all I have to say. Bye!